What a scene this morning at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice in downtown Detroit, where a female Wayne County Sheriff's deputy was knocked unconscious by a defendant entering the courthouse. Let's bring in Roger Weber, who's live with more on what happened. Roger.
Well, fortunately, this deputy is going to be okay. Witnesses tell me the attack seemed to come out of nowhere. However, there were some red flags with this 29-year-old attacker. He was accused of allegedly attacking another officer a few weeks ago, and he had a history of mental illness. Deputy Crystal Dominguez was attacked in the lobby of the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. She was checking visitors after they passed through metal detectors. Investigators say the man who punched her is 29-year-old Deandre Wilson from Westland.
I seen a guy, he had his hands up. A lady was being to search him, and he just popped her. He popped her right out, knocked her right out.
Wilson had no contraband. He didn't set off the metal detector. But after he put his jacket back on, he struck the deputy.
He was coming into court for to deal with an issue of striking a police officer or assaulting a police officer from Taylor.
Wilson was charged in that case several weeks ago, but is free on a $5,000 10% bond.
It's crazy. How can you be in a public place like this with police officers all around you? One punch and knocked her right out cold.
A probate judge appointed a guardian for Wilson in 2013. He was said to be suffering from mental issues, including a bipolar disorder. Napoleon says a social worker was with Wilson this morning, but never warned the deputies that Wilson was already accused of assaulting an officer.
We would have appreciated that if in fact, the social worker, obviously, the case care worker, obviously knew that, and it would have been a very nice courtesy if we were made aware of that.
Wilson was quickly subdued by several other deputies stationed in the same area. Dominguez was treated at Detroit Receiving Hospital and later released. And the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice was briefly put on lockdown. Wilson will soon face his second charge of assaulting a police officer. Reporting live, I'm Roger Weber, Local 4.
Roger, we know any more about the other assault on the Taylor police officer?
This sounds like a minor incident. It was assaulting, obstructing a police officer in Taylor. That officer was not hurt. When Wilson came to court today for a pretrial hearing, since he wasn't in custody, he went through that lobby just like any other visitor to the courthouse would.
Bigger issue now, that's for sure. All right, Roger. Sandra?